My name is Max Limke and I played the piano for 17 years. I didn't really have a say in taking piano lessons this early. When I got into kindergarten, my mom forced me to start taking lessons. The reason I didn't want to play the piano is because my brother was also forced to start taking lessons 3 years earlier, and he had hated it. And I thought that if Jack hated it, I was going to hate it too. When my brother got into 5th grade, he was allowed to stop taking lessons, and that was always my plan as well. However, when 5th grade came around, I didn't stop taking lessons because I had a big recital the next year and I'd already practiced so much in my new favorite song. After the 6th grade recital, I was convinced I was going to quit taking lessons once I got to high school. I definitely thought that if I was taking piano lessons in high school, I would be seen as less cool or less manly. Even though that I still played basketball and football, I thought playing the piano was still something for other people to laugh at. After my 8th grade recital, I didn't quit. I realized I was pretty good and that if I quit, I'd be disappointing my piano teacher, my mom, and most importantly, myself. My sophomore year recital, I played 2 of the most difficult pieces I'd ever played. I was really happy with how they turned out, and I decided to take on my most difficult challenge for my senior year. After that recital, I started practicing all 3 movements of Moonlight Sonata. The 3rd movement was so mesmerizing to me, and it required so much practice and so much patience. Even though I'd played sports my whole life, this was the most nervous I'd ever been for anything. However, playing Moonlight Sonata at my senior recital is the highlight of my piano career. But after high school, I kind of stopped playing the piano. I didn't see a reason to practice anymore since I had no more recitals coming up. And after my first year of college, I hadn't played at all for the past year. When I eventually moved out into my own apartment, I finally got my first electric piano. It was at this time that I knew I wasn't practicing for anybody else, but I needed to practice for myself. This is when I started to learn songs that I wanted to learn, and not songs that I needed to for a recital. One of the reasons I love playing the piano now is there's always something new to practice. No matter how many hours you put into a song, there's always something that you can make a little better. The reason that playing the piano is so special to me is because it connects the physical, mental, and emotional parts of the body. Physically, all 10 of your fingers need to be on the same page at the same time. Mentally, you have to focus on each note, chord, dynamic, tempo, etc. And if you're not playing with emotion, you shouldn't be playing at all. I think playing piano emotionally is what transforms good music into great music. The 2 lessons that stick with me the most are dedication and perseverance. These 2 lessons cement the idea that practice makes perfect, and that if you want to get better at something, you have to put the work in.
I started actual lessons when I was 8, and I've been taking lessons ever since. So all I'll say is more than 40 years I've been studying the piano, and it is just central to my life and my loves, for sure. I switched to a new teacher in high school, and it became more intense, and became clear to me that I wanted to do this in college. So then we really picked up the pace of what I needed to do. So I definitely questioned, because it is difficult, right? There are lots of challenges and lots of competition also. Didn't know how I would stack up. But at the end of the day, I knew I couldn't do anything else. It just involves so many brain processes that you only use in music, frankly. Such a critical yet emotional part of your brain when you're making music, right? You're trying to say something from the heart and the soul, but you're also trying to process a gazillion things at the same time, right? The volume of the note that comes out in relationship to the one you just played, how much pedal you're going to use, which notes should come out louder or softer, timing of all of the above. There's a lot of math between the hands. So, I mean, it's just an all-body experience. It's impossible to focus on anything else when you're playing the piano. I think you learn some of the most important life skills through the arts. You learn grit, you learn commitment, you learn patience, you learn diligence. It takes bravery and courage to put yourself out there. I mean, it takes emotional courage to play music in front of people because you're bearing your soul, and it's risky, right? There could be a mistake, heaven forbid. So, you know, I think it teaches you many, many, many life skills. When I was really happy and wanted to have fun, I would play something. When I had a rough day or bad news delivered and I needed to just get some things out, that's a healthy place to do that, right? To just release emotion with music. I just associated like family time and joy and sharing and all of that with music and piano.
I was 5 years old when I started piano lessons, and I started when I started kindergarten. Why didn't I stop playing? I played through high school. I took lessons through high school. I wasn't given a choice. I enjoyed it. It was therapeutic. I can get lost in it. I find that if I'm really nervous, or I'm frustrated, or I'm stuck, if I can almost feel my brain unspooling when I'm playing. You're not gonna be able to sit down and just do it if you don't, put in the time and are disciplined. You will never regret it. This is a skill that you stuck with and you developed, and you can continue to develop it as an adult. I was very close to my maternal grandmother, and she had cancer. And unbeknownst to me, she had planned her funeral and written out a letter of what she wanted, and it was me to play the piano. And it just cemented a relationship. I didn't realize how much that was in the relationship, because she was never the grandparent that I thought listened. It's just always been there.
That was a good story. That was a good story.
that's, you probably, I'm like, he probably doesn't know that. He probably doesn't know that.
I wanted you to be well-rounded. I wanted you to be exposed to a lot. And I wanted you to be exposed not only to a lot, but to a lot of different kinds of people. Musicians and people who are in the arts. Think with their souls. And I wanted to make sure that you guys were given that opportunity to experience that. Well, my favorite piano song is usually whatever you're playing. Whatever you play. If you're here, I know you'll stop when we come home. So I'll stand in the garage and listen. So whatever you're playing.